Okay, so today we are talking about something that I feel like nobody actually breaks down properly, and it is driving me insane because it is so important. And that is how to actually know when a girl is into you, like really into you. Because girls are not going to just say it. We are wired to hint, to signal, to do everything except just come out and say the thing. And then we watch you miss every single sign and we go home like, why didn't he do anything? So I'm going to break it all down for you today, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on in our heads when we do each of these things, because understanding the psychology behind it is what makes it actually click. So the first sign, and honestly the biggest one, she is finding reasons to touch you. And I don't mean obvious stuff, I mean the small stuff. She touches your arm when she laughs. She fixes your collar or picks something off your shirt that you both know she could have just pointed at. She bumps your shoulder and doesn't immediately create distance again. She sits close enough that your legs are almost touching, and she is not moving away. I had this moment with a guy I was obsessed with in college where I literally invented a reason to grab his hand to look at something on his phone, and there was nothing on his phone. I just wanted to touch his hand, and that is exactly what is happening when she does these things. Her brain is trying to close the physical gap because she is attracted to you, and touch is the way she tests the water without having to say a single word out loud. If she is consistently finding small reasons to make contact with you, that is one of the clearest signals she can give you. Second sign, she remembers things you said that even you forgot. And this one is so real, and I feel so called out by my own sign right now because I have absolutely been the girl who remembered the name of a guy's childhood dog from something he mentioned once in passing 3 weeks before. And when I brought it up, he looked at me like I was crazy, and I had to pretend it was a coincidence. The psychology of this is actually really interesting. When you are attracted to someone, your brain essentially flags them as important. Everything they say gets stored differently. It goes into a higher priority folder than regular information does. So when she brings up something tiny and specific that you mentioned forever ago, that is not her being weird. That is her brain having decided that you matter, that your words are worth keeping, and that is such an honest signal because you cannot fake what your brain chooses to retain. The third sign, her body is pointed at you, even when it doesn't need to be. This one is so subconscious that most girls do not even know they're doing it, and that's exactly why it's so telling. When you're attracted to someone, your body physically orients toward them. Feet pointed in your direction, torso angled toward you in a group setting, even when the conversation isn't directly between you two. Leaning in when the room is not even loud enough to need it. Mirroring your posture. If you lean back, she leans back. If you cross your arms, she crosses her arms. This is all happening below the level of conscious decision-making. The body moves toward what it wants, and it does not ask for permission first. So if her body is consistently tracking you, angling toward you, finding you in a room, her nervous system is broadcasting something that her words haven't caught up to yet. Fourth, she gets a specific kind of nervous around you. And I want to describe this carefully because nervous looks different on everyone. It can be talking slightly faster than normal, laughing a little bigger than the joke actually warranted, playing with her hair or her jewelry, which is a self-soothing behavior, the body trying to calm itself down when it's running hot, losing her train of thought mid-sentence because you looked at her at the wrong moment, being slightly more clumsy than she normally is. I knocked an entire drink off a table once in front of a guy I liked, and I still think about it. From a psychology standpoint, what is happening is that attraction is a form of physiological arousal, heart rate up, body temperature slightly elevated, nervous system more activated than baseline, and all of those physical responses create this pleasant kind of dysregulation where you are just slightly off your normal game. And it shows up in these small, adorable, chaotic ways that she is probably deeply embarrassed by but cannot stop. Fifth sign. She is laughing at things that are genuinely not that funny, and I say this with full love because I have been so guilty of this. When you like someone, your threshold for finding them delightful drops significantly. Things that would get a polite smile from a stranger get a real laugh from her because her brain is already primed to enjoy you. She wants to be charmed by you. She is rooting for you to be funny and interesting, and so her reactions are reflecting that back even when the material doesn't quite earn it. The psychology is that attraction puts us in a positive emotional state, and positive emotional states make us more receptive to humor and joy. So she is not faking it exactly. She genuinely does find you funnier when she likes you. You just might not actually be as hilarious as her reactions are suggesting, and that is important information. Sixth, the eye contact has a different quality to it. And this one is hard to describe, but once you've felt it, you never forget it. There is polite eye contact, which is comfortable and breaks naturally and leaves no trace. And then there is attracted eye contact, which holds a beat longer than it needs to, which breaks and then comes back, which finds you across a room when there is no practical reason for it. I had this thing with someone where we would just keep accidentally making eye contact from opposite sides of a room, and every single time my stomach would drop and I would look away and then look back, and he would still be looking, and I was absolutely losing my mind over it. That extra second of held eye contact is not an accident. That is attraction making a decision that the conscious mind is still deliberating over. If she keeps finding your eyes and the look between you feels like it has actual weight and content, she is communicating something. You just have to be paying attention enough to receive it. Seventh, she is asking you real questions and actually sitting with the answers. Not where are you from, what do you do questions. Real questions. What made you choose that? What did you actually want to be? What do you think about something that matters? What's the story behind that thing you just mentioned? When a girl is asking you layered questions and leaning into your answers and connecting them to things you've said before and sharing something real back, she is trying to know you. And wanting to deeply know someone is one of the most intimate things that can happen before anything else happens at all. We do not invest that kind of emotional energy into people we are indifferent to. Curiosity about someone's interior life is attraction wearing its most intellectual outfit, and it is one of the most genuine signals on this list. Eighth, she is performing a little bit, and she doesn't fully realize it. She's more animated than usual. She tells a story and glances at you to catch your reaction at the best part. She mentions something she's proud of. She's wittier, more switched on, more alive in the room when you're in it than when you're not. This is the brain running a quiet background program that says, I want this person to see me well, and so it starts curating, it starts highlighting, it starts showing up bigger than normal. I had a friend who used to say she felt like a main character whenever her crush walked in the room, and that is genuinely the most accurate description of this feeling I have ever heard. She is not being fake. She is just turned on enough by your presence that she wants to show up as the best version of herself, and that wanting is coming from somewhere very real. Ninth, she creates situations to be alone with you. And this is the most deliberate sign on this entire list, which means it carries the most weight. In a group, she maneuvers to end up next to you. She suggests going somewhere else and makes sure you're included. She texts you separately about something that did not need a separate text. She finds a reason to need your help with something. She brings up that place you both mentioned wanting to check out and actually suggests you go. When a girl is engineering alone time with you, she is doing it on purpose. She might not be ready to say out loud what she wants, but her actions are saying it for her very clearly. She wants to be in your space without the noise of everyone else around. She wants to see what happens when it's just the two of you. That is about as clear as it gets. And the 10th sign, and honestly the most honest one of all, she just stays. When she is not interested, the interaction wraps up naturally and she finds her exit, and that's fine. When she is interested, she stays past the point where it would have been totally natural and normal to leave. She asks another question right at the moment when there was a perfect out. She texts back when she didn't have to. She finds one more thing to say. She sits with you for 2 hours when she planned to be there for 30 minutes. I have absolutely sat in a parking lot talking to someone through a car window for 45 minutes because I could not make myself leave, and I knew it and he knew it, and it was the most obvious thing in the world. The willingness to just stay, to keep giving her time and her attention and her energy to this interaction is the most straightforward signal of all, because we do not stay in places we don't want to be. If she keeps choosing to be near you, she is telling you in the quietest, most honest way she knows how that she wants to be there. So here's what I actually want you to take away from all of this. She is not being confusing. She is not playing games. She is communicating constantly through her body and her attention and her behavior, and most of the time it is actually really clear once you know what language she's speaking in. The touch, the eye contact, the nervous energy, the questions, the laughter, the staying. It is all the same message coming through different channels. The message is, I like you, and I hope you see it, and I hope you do something about it. So when you see it, do something about it. That's Lexi's advice.